It's like, no, it's what's his name? Narcissus.
Yeah. Ready to turn? Yeah. Welcome to CFC Fan TV. It's the morning after the night before. What a tragic night that was. I've got Jack Davies with me, which fills me with joy because he is probably the only man who can make me feel mildly happy today.
Oh, that's nice of you.
It was a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, we've still got the slimmest of slimmest hopes.
We're pinning our hopes on Brighton.
Yeah, it's not all over, but yeah, I mean...
It is though, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
It is.
And we don't deserve it, actually. I think it's got to the stage now where we just massively don't deserve it. So we can't even hold out any hope, really. I just don't really know what to say.
No.
But I do have a slightly left field, slightly maverick suggestion for you.
Yeah.
And something that I want your thoughts on. So please comment below and let me know how you feel about this. I'm just going to say it. Don't think I'm crazy.
Spit it out.
Has Antonio Conte... Do we want Antonio Conte to leave now, prior to the cup final? I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think that nobody's looking forward to the cup final, are they? Let's face it, it's a man who never loses.
I'm looking forward to it because that's the only thing there is to look forward to.
Look, it's a man who never loses cup finals against a man who's never won a cup final. So we've been playing terribly. Look, we can do it, but it's going to be hugely optimistic.
Yeah.
If we were to leave now, if we were to make some sort of like huge decision over the next couple of days, put a new man in charge for the cup final.
What, like a temporary caretaker style?
I don't even know. I just feel that it's gone so far now with Antonio Conte that I just don't think that he's the right man to be leading the team out of Wembley, irrespective of past achievements. I certainly don't possess a lot of the poison that people who've watched these videos do with regard to Antonio Conte. I will forever be thankful for him for last season.
Yeah.
I had an incredible year following Chelsea all around the country, and this season hasn't been quite as bad as a lot of people think it has. It's nowhere near as bad as, say, 2015-16.
Yeah.
So with all that in mind, I just don't think he's the right man to be leading us out of Wembley, and I don't think that we are even close to being favourites for that cup final. Is there anything in shipping him out now in order to make an adjustment?
I don't know. I feel like that is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction.
It's knee-jerk though, Jeb. It's knee-jerk in as much as it's been coming since January.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if we think Conte is going to go at the end of the season, no matter what.
I do think that.
Yeah? Then there is an argument to say, well, why don't you just go now and we'll get whoever in for the cup final and then we'll get a new man in for the summer. And I still maybe cling to this a little bit, if there's still a chance that he's still going to be our manager next season, because I don't think it's a completely done deal.
I don't think it's a done deal, but I don't think he wants to be there. And I think the fact that he doesn't want it means that our thoughts on it are neither here nor there. Doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, like, does he want to be there? Like, you saw him last night nearly, kill Mason, the referee, for that ridiculous corner decision.
Yeah. At half time.
And when I looked in his eyes just before he was about to throttle him last night, I thought, this man cares.
But the problem is, none of his decisions. I agree. At that moment when he came steaming on at half time, and I was sitting in the east stand, and I was just above the dugout, so I did have a really good view of that. And it was nice to see the passion bubbling over into further at certain points. But no decision that he made yesterday makes any sense to somebody who is clutching at their job and loving his role as Chelsea manager.
Why was Hazard on the bench? Why didn't he come on until the 69th minute or whatever?
Why was Giroud on the bench? We know Alvaro Morata is not up to the job. We know Alvaro Morata is a complete joke. And with that in mind, we have Olivier Giroud, who's there, ready to lead the charge. Giroud's become a cult hero in a few months.
He has.
Get him on, get him there, get him playing, get him scoring. What are you doing? Equally, I'm not Victor Moses' biggest fan.
Right.
But he's twice the player that Zappa Costa is. What are we doing?
I know.
And also, one more thing.
Go on.
Why are we resting players? There's 2 games left.
I know.
What are we resting them for?
It was a bit like sabotage on Conte's half last night. It's like, look, I told you all year that we're not good enough. You haven't backed me. We haven't got the squad. And to prove but now we've got a chance if we go ahead and win this game, and then all hopes rest on Brighton. But almost to prove his own point to the board or whoever he's proven this point to, He's put out, Zappacosta, he's left Hazard on the bench, no Giroud. He's done it on purpose to make his point. So, I've changed my mind. Get him out,
And what?
He's dead to me now. No, I am joking. I am a Conte fan.
So, there we have it. It sounds like a really maverick, really outlandish suggestion until you actually break it down and think, is it worth making you referred to it as knee-jerk, so I'll go along with that. Is it worth making a knee-jerk reaction in order to give ourselves the best possible opportunity of getting some silverware, winning a game at Wembley, and never ever underestimate the power of the FA Cup. The FA Cup is a huge trophy. I will be overjoyed if we win it. And simply for that reason, we should give ourselves the best possible chance. Conte at the helm is not a possible chance.
I kind of like where you're going with it. Okay. I like where you're going with it, but I feel that if he can have a conversation over the summer, get it all out on the table, get some backing from the board, let's meet each other halfway, yeah? Because my fear is, Raw, that, the days are gone where Chelsea can sling out a manager and then expect, whoever's top of the pecking order to then come and sit in the hot seat. Because we're not as attractive a proposition to prospective managers as we used to be. And if we get rid of Conte, we're in a bit similar situation to where Arsenal find themselves. Arsenal walking into the Emirates now isn't the same as walking into the Emirates, 2, 3, 4 years ago.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that we should ever underestimate quite how appealing the Chelsea job is. I appreciate that there are other very, very desirable jobs now. I think what Manchester City have done and changed things, equally Wenger leaving, Fergie no longer at the helm at United.
Yeah.
That's changed the dynamics of it slightly, because at one point Chelsea was the only job available. Yeah. Whereas now, any manager that's available now, if he's on Chelsea's shortlist, he's definitely on Arsenal's shortlist. And simply via that, it means that we're going to have to be far more competitive. But taking over at Chelsea, remember, we won the league last year, we're in the FA Cup final this year. It's still a very, very glamorous opportunity to the likes of Sarri, to the likes of Jardim, to the likes of Allegri. It must be, surely.
Well, I don't know, because maybe to Sarri, but Allegri, he's onto a winner at Juventus. He's on the same page, with the board. He's got the team he wants. He's got the players playing for him. He's got the success. That's a lot to walk away from. To walk into, say, a Chelsea or an Arsenal for someone like him. Would you throw away sitting pretty as the main man at Juventus and doing things his own way, and then taking that risk? Yes, you've got the glamour of living in London or whatever. That could be a pull, or double your money in wages. Who knows? But for that a top manager like that,
I get it.
Is he going to go? Okay, wife and kids, off we go. We're going to England. I don't know.
Don't either.
A few years ago, I think Chelsea and Arsenal, that is the sort of job that you pack your bags for.
Yeah, I know.
Is it so much now? Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So therefore, we are then looking at, the next rung of managers coming in, and then you start thinking, well, is it better the devil you know? Are we getting rid of? If Conte gets a bit more backing and support for next season, buys the players he wants in the transfer market, are we better off with him than getting in a slightly inferior guy?
I don't know. Do you know what? We can't settle this. Can you do us a favour? Can you comment below? Do you think that there's any method in my madness that suggests we need to make a managerial change now? Go on, you blokes.
9 minutes.
You're joking. You're joking.
I was trying to...